I grew up with Xbox 360s, PS3s, and Wii's. That was my era. But I understand that the best era was with the PS2, the Nintendo 64, and the Sega Saturn. But between those three great consoles, the best one was the N64. And N64 was my favorite console. I recently just bought one, maybe 2 months ago, and I played a lot of games. And I've had a good amount of experience with most of the games, so I decided to make my top 10 list. Now, there are some flaws in the Nintendo 64, like the dildo controller. I really have no idea what they're thinking when they did that, but that doesn't matter. These are my top 10 favorite games from the Nintendo 64. I hope you enjoy. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Now, of course, this game wasn't even close to being as good as Ocarina of Time was, but it was still a great game. I had a lot of fun playing this, mostly because it had the same sort of control scheme as Ocarina of Time and the same sort of world. Of course, the storyline wasn't as good, but it still is a good way to open up this top 10 list with a great game on a great platform. GoldenEye. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, why is GoldenEye so low on the list? And the reason is, I grew up playing games like Battlefield and Call of Duty, and when I went back to this game, I bought it maybe a month ago, I just really couldn't get into it because it just was bad graphics and the gameplay was really different. And I know all the fanboys are going to be like, what? This game's awesome. But really, I didn't like it that much, and controlling FPS shooter with one control stick is really awkward nowadays. But all in all, the story modes were really fun, but the gameplay just wasn't there. But it is a classic, so I decided it should be on this list and it deserved the number 9 spot. Star Fox 64. One of the coolest Nintendo 64 games because it was one of the cooler shooter ones out there. I really like flying around in an aircraft, and I just thought it was a unique game. But one thing about this is I think you should play this game on mute because fucking Slippy's annoying as hell. Slippy, shoot your goddamn bitch mouth. Donkey Kong 64, and I apologize for not having any audio, but my cartridge of Donkey Kong 64 was kind of screwed up, so the audio wasn't working at the time, but that's alright. So anyways, Donkey Kong 64 is probably the biggest game ever on the Nintendo 64, requiring an expansion pack, which that's pretty cool because the worlds were huge. Now, one thing I loved about Donkey Kong 64 was you gotta play with, I think, 5 characters, Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong's other friends or something. I haven't played this game in a while, but I remember it was being really fun and hard and challenging, so that's why it deserves to be number 7 on this list. Mario Golf, and for 2 good reasons. I golf, and you can play a game where Mario golfs. Freaking sweet. Now, this game was a lot of fun, but I remember being hard as crap. Especially because Bowser was so freaking goddamn good at golfing. Like, look at this. He's amazing. There's no way you can beat him. But other than that, the game kicked ass. Fuck you, Bowser. Super Smash Bros. Now, whoever invented the idea of getting all the Nintendo characters together and beating the shit out of each other should be awarded a medal. That is the greatest idea of all time. Now, if you play Brawl or Melee first, it may seem like a step back, but I played this one first at my cousin's house, so I enjoyed the hell out of it. A great game, fun time for all, and that's why it's number 5 on this list. Banjo-Kazooie. Now, a lot of people call this a Mario 64 ripoff. It might be true, but it's awesome because Mario 64 was an awesome game. And the story of this game is this witch thinks she's the prettiest in the land, but she sees Banjo's sister is prettier than her, so she decides to kidnap Banjo's sister to steal her looks from her so she can become the prettiest in the land. It kind of sounds a little bit like rape, But once you get all that stupid stuff aside, the game kicks ass. I mean, you're Banjo and you're followed by a bird named Kazooie, and you're just roaming the land trying to find your twin sister. I think she's a twin, but if she's not, that doesn't matter. The game was still a lot of fun for me, and I remember first playing this at my hairdressers. They had Nintendo 64s, because that was back in maybe 2001, and I love this game, and I think I beat at the hairdresser. Freaking awesome game. Mario Kart 64. Probably the best Mario Kart game in the series and the third best game on Nintendo 64. I chose to show Yoshi's Valley because this course was really unique. I mean, it's the only course in the whole Mario Kart series where the CPU, the computer, does not even know your place. It gives you question marks, which I found that really cool because there's so many winding twists and turns that it really cannot tell. And there's so many routes to go, which makes this track awesome. And there's even a yellow Yoshi shell, or green, that makes this track amazing. And Mario Kart is just an amazing game. And Mario Kart 64 is the third best Nintendo 64 game ever. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. The best and most kick-ass Zelda game of all time was on the Nintendo 64. I freaking love this game. I played this game on hours on end, and I just not only did I have it recently, but I've had it for a long time because at my cousin's house, he had a lot of Nintendo 64 games, including this one, and he let me borrow it, and I played it at my friend's house because he had a Nintendo 64, and I beat it in a week because it was so kick-ass and it took that long to beat. Just the gameplay, the storyline, Navi is freaking awesome. Well, not Navi because that thing was annoying as hell, but still, Zelda: Ocarina of Time was the best game in history. But if Zelda's number 2, what's number 1? Super Mario 64. Just had to be. This game not only is the best on the Nintendo 64, but is the best game of all time, ever. And the reason is, it's just awesome. The jumps, the glitches, the just worlds, the castle itself, the storyline, Mario, just all adds up to an amazing game. I mean, 120 stars of awesomeness, and it just was so much fun. And I remember playing this when I was getting my shoes when I was a little kid. I think I was about 5 years old, and at the shoe store they had Nintendo 64 with Mario 64, and I played a lot then. I think I beat half the game because I got shoes there often because when I was a little kid my feet were growing. And when I went back maybe 2 months ago to get a Nintendo 64 for myself and played Mario 64 all over again, I recognized at least half the levels, and it brought back my childhood memories. So Mario 64 is a goddamn awesome game, so I'm so thankful they made this. So that's my top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed.